There's a crucial point in the case of Noelia Castillo Ramos, and nobody else is talking about it. If you're new here, I'm the disapologist. I'm a Christian apologist with a physical disability, and I'm on a mission to make and equip more Christian disciples with disabilities. If you have not read Noelia's story, read with caution. It is very tragic all around. But there's one monumentally important detail that nobody's talked about yet. And I understand why nobody's mentioned this, because honestly, it's very difficult to discuss. In fact, I've been putting off recording this for like a week now. I've just been sitting on this because it's not easy to talk about. But for my mostly Christian audience, I feel that conviction of the Holy Spirit. Like this is that important that as uncomfortable as it's going to be, we absolutely have to discuss it. Noelia wanted to die to end her suffering. But how do we know that dying actually would end her suffering? There's this presupposition that when people die, we automatically go to heaven. In fact, a lot of people even use the phrase go to heaven as a euphemism for dying. We want that world with no suffering, no pain, but the painful reality is that world of heaven, that's in God's presence. And for us, we're sinful people in a fallen world. We're already separated from God, right? So when we die, our default is actually not heaven. Our default is hell. Now, let me be abundantly clear. When it comes to Noelia's spiritual life, the state of her soul, I do not know anything about that. I truly do not know anything about Noelia's spiritual life, the state of her soul, nothing. I sincerely hope that she knew and followed Jesus and knew God. I sincerely hope that even in her last moments, that she called out to Jesus. And I do believe that God would be merciful to her. But unfortunately, with our limited knowledge, there's no guarantee that the end of her life truly was also the end of her suffering. Living through tragic circumstances is not a free ticket to heaven. Living with a disability or painful diagnosis in your earthly life is not a guarantee of a painless and perfected eternity in God's presence. The only possible way to guarantee eternity in God's presence is through Jesus Christ alone. It is wild to realize there are truly people out there who have lived through unimaginable pain, suffering, trauma, tragedy, yet they still reject Jesus. They still reject God. And now their eternity is incomprehensibly worse than anything they could have possibly lived through. This is precisely why I'm on mission to make and equip more Christian disciples with disabilities. It's because this is by far the worst distortion of the gospel that I've heard yet. It's the culture that convinces people that God must be immoral, unjust, or non-existent to allow you to live through tragedy, suffering, pain, and yes, even disability and difficult diagnoses. It's the culture that convinces you to reject God because of your painful circumstances and to take your life into your own hands, and that convinces you that the most compassionate or dignified thing that you can do is to then take your own life as an attempt to end your suffering. When in reality, there is no amount or type of suffering that could ever compare to the ultimate suffering of stepping into an eternity without God. But on the other hand, there is no amount or type of suffering that you could ever experience that would compare to the ultimate peace and perfected existence that comes with stepping into an eternity with God.